Hi, this is Candy Wolf, and I'd like to share with you a photography technique that's really easy to use, but creates really dramatic images when in the right lighting conditions. I use this technique all the time in my professional wedding photography, and I love it. The technique is called using available light. What it is turning off your flash and using light from your environment for your photo. So it could be the sunlight, it could be candlelight, but it's just not the artificial light from your flash. And hopefully your camera allows you to turn the flash off. The first sample I'm going to show you uses the camera's flash. Here it is. But then turning it off, this is an example of that same image using available light. Very different. And I really like this second look a lot better. This is more my style. It's more dramatic. You can see the difference right away. Here's another example where I would turn the flash off and use available light. Here, putting the shoes in the light source creates that shadow from the sun behind the shoes. Had I used flash in the front, I would be lighting up the shoes. You could see all the sequins really pretty. It'd be nice, but I'm going to lose the shadow of the shoes and I'm going to lose the shadow from the bars of the window. It's not going to be the same look, so I wouldn't get it. So this is exactly what I'm looking for in this shot. Available light can create silhouettes. I love that look. Available light here is just the window light that's illuminating the bride's face, and I'm photographing the reflection of that in the mirror. Had I turned on my flash from where I was standing, the flash would light up the back of the bride and her shoulder, and it would be distracting. The viewer would maybe look at the back of the bride instead of your eye going right over that and looking right into the mirror. Close-up details are a great time to turn your flash off and use available light, especially if those details are very bright, and in this case, a wedding gown. So sometimes flashes can create a more harsh look, or even potentially, if you don't have the ability to adjust your flash, or if it's attached to your camera, sometimes it creates just stark white photos with no details, so you definitely don't want that. So here, using available light is a great way to see all the beading in the gown, and that's a softer look. That's what I was looking for here. More silhouettes, great with the full-length windows. Here the light is hitting the bride, and then the light starts to fall off as it goes across her. Had I used flash, I would have filled in those shadows, and it wouldn't have been the lighting that I was looking for. I really love shadows. Here we've got the musicians in the foreground, but I want the viewer to look past that onto the ceremony, which is lit by natural lighting in the background. If I used my artificial light or my flash, I'm going to light up those two musicians, and then the image becomes a little distracting. The viewer's not really going to know where to look at first, or where to look first. So here's a case where available light would be a great way to tell the story. Also inside a church, especially if you're a guest or depending on which camera you have, these can be really tough for guests to illuminate with their little flashes. So turn it off, because sometimes sunlight coming through, especially here you can see the shadows from the girls, sunlight coming through the stained glass, or sometimes the lighting in the church is pretty enough on its own that you can test your camera's capabilities, turn the flash off and see if you can get something really creative. Here, using the soft light from the window instead of a harsh light from a flash is a great way to see all the details in this handmade program, and you can read all the letters on it, especially here. Hopefully you can see it on your screen, but all the details, you can see a beautiful natural shadow there, a much softer look than sometimes artificial light can give you. Silhouettes, again, I love them. All the guests are silhouetted as well as the couple, and there's some natural shadows. So here's another place where I will take photos with the flash, of course, but for a few of them, for more creativity, I will turn it off and kind of see the scene a little differently. And for the final photo, here's the couple as they're leaving the church. The sunlight is coming through the window. It's hitting the bride's veil. You can see some of their reflection in the floor. If I used artificial light, maybe it would have hit some of the pews. There would be light fall off. They might be a little dark in the background. I wouldn't get that really pretty warm light that I'm getting from that soft sunlight coming in. So there's a great time as they're leaving the church in a big space. It's a great time to see if artificial light is a better way to go. So hopefully you can see what I mean by using natural light. Try turning off your camera's flash and see if you like your surrounding environment's light, if it's giving you that dramatic look, a really pretty different look that you might like even better than flash. So try it out, and I hope you like what you get. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.